Hello everyone, in this particular video we are going to talk about everything about Docker networking. Okay, let's start. So how Docker manages the network. Okay, it's a really important topic that we are going to discuss is how all these containers get the IP, then how we can how we can access the container running inside your host machine, or the one container to another container, how they can interact. Okay, and then if there are multiple container on different host, how they interact with each other. Okay, so all these questions we are going to try to solve with this video. Okay, so in this particular video we are going to talk more about the how internally the Docker network works. Okay, even though there are a lot of plugins available in the market which are doing all these tasks internally, but it is very important for us to know everything about Docker networking. Okay, now, so first and foremost part we are going to see is container networking model. Okay, so how this model looks like and how it works. Okay, so in Linux we have a we have a library called libnetwork. Okay, so this libnetwork library will work, or it will help us to work on this networking part. Okay, so if you see typically networking model of the Docker, you can see that we have some networking infrastructure. Now this inside networking infrastructure there are NIC cards, there are some drivers. Okay, so all these stuffs are there. All whatever the physical part, the networking part that we need required, we call it as a networking infrastructure. Then there are two important parts are network driver and the IPM driver. Okay, so first let's talk about IPM driver. Okay, IPM means it's a IP address management driver. Okay, so this driver will take care of creating a subnet, assigning the IP from that subnet to any specific container. Okay, so all this task is done by this IPM driver. Okay, this is a very important part of this Docker networking model. Okay, now then the next is network driver. Okay, so what is this network driver? There are basically uh, important four network drivers are there in the Docker. Okay, so first is none network drive, next is host, third one is a bridge, and fourth one is overlay network. Okay, so these are the basically four important network drivers of the Docker. Okay, now this Docker engine will interact with this network driver as well as IPM driver, and then it will provide whatever the IP or adding IP table rules. Okay, so all this task done by this two driver with the help of okay means through Docker engine. Okay, now if you see the fourth layer after Docker engine we have a networks. Okay, so we create a different networks, like let's say I have a setup or group of containers which required a separate network, then another group required a separate network. Okay, so this we can grouping those, we can group those containers in a different network. Okay, and how this container interact with the this network is that through virtual interfaces. Okay, and then there is a network sandbox. Okay, it's something like a network namespaces through which we can isolate all this networking stuff. Okay, so that container will not be directly accessible to outside that network sandbox. Okay, so this is the just basic networking model that we have. So let's see the internal part of it. Okay, so we talked like there are basically four important network drivers. Okay, so this Docker runtime is nothing but a Docker engine which with the help of libnetwork will interact with the network drivers. Okay, so we have seen what all those network driver. There's a none network, bridge network driver, overlay network driver, and then there is a host network driver. Okay, but there are some remote drivers as well, or the third party plugins are also available there. Okay, we can use all those plugins as well. Okay, now basically if you want to deploy your containers, or if you want to uh, need a network for your containers, there are basically three types of requirement we can get. Okay, so the first requirement is how two different containers in the same host communicate with each other. Okay, so that means, let's say there are two containers which are running on a host, okay, on the same host machine. There are two containers which are running, and now those two containers wants to interact with each other. So how these containers interact with each other, what all the network components required, what all the means how this physically these two containers interact with each other. Okay, the next case question we get is how the container communicate with the outside of Linux host, right? We know that when we start the container, that is it's a completely closed loop, right? We cannot access it directly. Okay, so how this container can be accessed outside of the Linux host? Okay, so that's the second question. We have one more question, that is how access container from local Docker host and outside of the Docker host. That means if there are two container which are running on a different host, and if they wants to talk to each other. Okay, so how this container will talk to each other? So this is the third scenario that we have. Okay, so we are going to see this all this scenario, how those containers interact with each other. Okay, now here is the first scenario, how containers on the same containers on the same host interact with each other. Okay, so what happens, so this is the outside bracket is nothing but your host. Okay, for every host, okay, host is nothing but one server or it's a one machine. It has their own interfaces, physical interfaces. Okay, so let's say this ETH0 is the physical interface of the Docker host. Okay, so now from physical interface the traffic will pass to the bridge. Okay, so we know that there are basically four types of networks, that is none, host, bridge and overlay. Okay, so in this scenario we have a bridge network. Okay, so this Docker 0 is a bridge network. So if you see, when you install Docker, there are typically three networks by default, three network drivers by default created. Okay, that's nothing but a network, we can say. So out of that, this bridge network is the default one. Okay, if you don't provide any network, in that case your container will be deployed on the bridge network. Okay, so this Docker 0 is nothing but a bridge network. Now this bridge network will have its own subnet. Okay, so this bridge network will have its own subnet, and out of that subnet it will assign the IP to the different containers. But this bridge will not be able to directly connect to the container, because we know that for every container there is one interface. Okay, because this container is nothing but something like a one system only. It has its own virtual interface, and then to connect to this bridge to that interface, there is a one virtual Ethernet gets created. Okay, that is automatically done by this driver, bridge driver, and then through that virtual interface we interact with each other. Okay, now let's see this in the practical way. Okay, now so what we have discussed is, if we means if when we install the Docker, there are basically four types of networks created. Okay, sorry, three types of network created, but we have what all those? None, host network and the bridge network. Okay, and then there is a fourth network is called as overlay network. When this overlay network required is when if you have the containers which are running on two different hosts and they want to interact with each other. Okay, now let's see. Okay, how you can see the network. We have seen that there are three, not seen but we discussed that there are three networks by default created. Okay, so how we can see the network? Okay, so for that we have command docker network ls. So here you can see that when you install the Docker, by default there are three networks created, that is bridge network, host network, none network. So what is this none network? None network is nothing but you are not providing any internet or any network to that container. Okay, that means container will be running inside, your application will be running inside the container, but will not be accessible outside the container, because we are not giving any internet to that container. So this is not, if you want to create just isolated container, in that case you can use this network driver. Okay, now what is host networking driver? Host networking driver is nothing but you are going to attach that container directly to your host machine network. Okay, host machine network, that means let's say your host machine is running on 192.168.80.11. okay, so for the container again it will just assign the IP from the same network, so something like 192.168.80.90, something like this. Okay, so that means your container will be directly visible to all the network. Okay, all the network of your host machine. Okay, so that is called as a host network. But there are some disadvantages of host network, is that if you put that container in a host network, in that case unnecessarily you are going to consume the IPs. Okay, IPs of that particular subclass. Okay, so we know that there are some networking subclasses like A class A addressing, class B addressing, class C addressing, class D addressing. Okay, so let's say if you have thousands of containers, in that case for every container if you do the host network as a network type as a host, in that case all those thousands of containers we are going to are those thousands of containers are going to occupy the IPs from this host machine network. Okay, so we are unnecessarily wasting the network resources, which is not a good thing. Okay, so if you have hardly 2-3 containers, or in that case what you can do, you can definitely you can use the host network so that your application will be directly accessible. Okay, now the third one is the bridge network. So what is this bridge network? Bridge network is the, it will create a one bridge on top of your physical interface. Okay, that means let's say my host machine has a physical interface ETH0, so it will create one more bridge network. Okay, now that bridge will have a one subnet. Okay, that bridge will have one subnet, and from that subnet whatever the containers are started from that bridge network will be accessible, will be providing the IP range from that subnet. Okay, so that means your containers are not going to directly access the outside network. Okay, so for that they have to first come to the bridge, from bridge they are going through host interfaces. Okay, and the default network, that means if we don't provide any network to any of the container, in that case the default network is assigned is the bridge network. Okay, and if you want to see how, you will see that this bridge network is automatically created when you start the container. Okay, so let's see, let me first show you the container. Okay, let me remove this container first, docker rm my busybox. Now there is no container running. Okay, so if you just do if config, here you can see that there is a wireless, this is the Wi-Fi interface, this is the virtual BR0 interface that we are not going to use it, this is the loopback interface, and then this is my system NIC card. Okay, this is the system NIC card, and then this Docker 0 is the bridge network. Okay, so this Docker 0 is the bridge network which is created by default, and if you see the network range that we assign to this Docker 0 is a 172.17.0.1. okay, which is which is the default range, is assigned to this default bridge, that is Docker 0. Now now let's go back to the PPT. So now we have seen, okay, we have seen how this works. We are going to see with this practical. Okay, so let's first see this practical. Okay, before that let's cover the next part of the networking, and then we'll come back and we'll see the practical of it. Okay, now the next requirement I have is the how two containers located on a different Docker host communicate with each other. That means we have two containers which are running on two different hosts, and now they want to interact with each other. So how those are going to interact with each other? Okay, so let's see. So for that, all the tunneling or routing, it can be done through multiple open source plugin, right? So there are a lot of open source plugins are there, like Calico, Planel, Vue, Contiv. All these networking plugins or the networking drivers are available in the market. We can simply install on our Docker network and then we can use it. Okay, so for this type of requirement is nothing but a type of a overlay network. Okay, so to solve this overlay network issue, we have a lot of plugins, but how they internally interact with each other. Okay, so this is something like a overlay network. That means on the two Docker hosts we have these containers with 10.0.0.1, but this is our overlay network. With the help of overlay network we can interact with each other. Okay, but how internally it works, how internally it interacts with each other, so let's see that. Okay, so what will happen, let's say I have two hosts, host A and host B, and now there on host A I have a container C1, on host B I have a container C2. Okay, now this container C1 wants to interact with the container C2. So how this flow will work? Okay, so what will happen when we create a packet, application data packet? When we go to the layer 3, there we add the destination address, right? So for this container I have 10.0.0.2, and what is the destination of the packet that I am going to send is 10.0.0.3. okay, so this becomes one packet. Okay, this one layer this becomes. Okay, now the packet will move to the first, it will go from the container interface, it will first go to the virtual ethernet. From virtual ethernet to it will go to the bridge network. Okay, and then from bridge network to it will go to the host machine, your host machine interface. Now here from host machine interface it will again add some header about the destination machine address. Okay, so now this 192.168.0.2 will not have idea where this network, but it has just the IP, so it will add one more layer which contains the destination IP as 192.168.1.3, which is the IP of host B. Now then packet will come to this overlay network. Let's say this is my router. Now this router, what it will do, it will first see this underlay header. Okay, in this header it will have the source as this host 1 IP, destination as host 2 IP. Okay, so this router will have the idea that where this host B is located. So what it will do, it will remove that header, because now by removing header only it will understand where this destination or the host B is there. Okay, now so this now in underlay header, okay, overlay header will be passed to the host B. Okay, now once packet reaches to the host B, now host B have the idea where this 10.0.0.3 located, because there could be possibility that on the host B I can have hundreds of containers. Okay, so but all these containers will be having a different IPs. Okay, so what will happen, the packets from the, now this host the host B interface will extract this inner header, and then it will, from that header it will understand what is the IP of the container, and then accordingly it will pass that packet to that C2 container. Okay, so this is how typical overlay networking happens. But nowadays there are a lot of plugins available in the market, so we don't need to do all this manually. Everything is done by all those plugins. Okay, So this task is becoming very easy. Okay, now let's see all this in a practical way. Okay, so now here what we have seen is default bridge that got created. Okay, now let's see how to let's more see about the network. Okay, so if I do docker we know that how to list out the all the network. We have command docker network ls. So now it is showing that we have three networks: bridge, host and none. Okay, by default we know that this bridge network will be assigned. So now let's start one container. Okay, let's start one container which will use this network, and let's see the differences. Okay, now if you see in the slide that we have seen that there is a bridge network is getting created. Okay, so let me show you that. Yeah, here you can see that there is a, this is our bridge docker 0 which we have seen, which is got created. This is a bridge network, and then there is a virtual ethernet gets created when we create container. Okay, so now if you see, if I do if config here, you can see that there is a no virtual ethernet for now because there is no container running. There is no running container. Okay, so if you do docker ps -a, you can see that there is no container. Okay, so let me write the start the container docker run -d name and then -name. Let me give the container as again first container name, and then the image that I want to use is Rajendra 8099 rec colon 1.0. Okay, so if I don't give the tag here, what it will do, it will try to search the image rec colon latest. Okay, but we didn't provided the image name, sorry, image tag as a latest, so that's why we need to specifically provide the tag. Okay, so here the tag is 1.0, and now if you see, I'm not providing any network for this container. Okay, so now if I run this, you can see that container got created, but I didn't provide the network. So how I can see which network got assigned to this container? Okay, so what we have discussed is, if we don't provide any network, in that case it will assign the default bridge network. Okay, so we know that the default bridge that got created on our system is a docker 0. Okay, so what will happen, to go the net pass the traffic from docker 0 to your container, in between we need to create one virtual interface. Okay, so first let's see that virtual interface got created or not. Okay, so how to see that, we have a if config command. So here you can see that this virtual interface got created. Okay, so that means from docker bridge, that is docker 0, traffic will go to this interface, this virtual interface, and from this virtual interface the packets will be transported to the container. Okay, inside container there must be one ETH0 interface as well. Okay, if you want to see that, what we can do, we can log in inside the container. How to log in inside the container? Docker exec command is there, -it for interactive shell, and what is the container name? We have first, we can create you can open the shell. Okay, sh. Okay, so you can see that we are now inside the container, and to see all the interfaces you can use IP space a command. Now you can see that ETH0 interface is there, and what is the IP that got assigned to this interface is 172.17.0.2. So why this IP? Because this container is started on the bridge. Okay, that is docker 0, and if you see the subnet of docker 0, it is 172.17.0.1. Okay, so this is the gateway IP. So every traffic, the last point from where the traffic goes out of that network is the gateway IP. Okay, so this is the bridge IP. Okay, and from that same range, that IP got assigned to your container. Okay, so how you can see more information, more network related information, you can see that in the, for that we have a command called docker. Okay, so before that you can see that this interface got created when we started the container. Okay, but if I just remove that container, docker stop first. Okay, I just stop the container, and now if I do the if config, you can see that that virtual interface got removed. Okay, but again if I start that, you can see that if I do if config again, you can see that that virtual interface, this virtual interface name is just a random string. Okay, but that virtual interface will be getting created. Now let me again stop that container. If you see again, there is no virtual interface now. Okay, now how to see more information about the bridge network. Okay, so we know that if I do docker network ls, we can see all the networks. Okay, but how we can see more information about this bridge network? What we can do, docker network inspect, and then your network name. What is the network name I have? Is a bridge network. Okay, so now if I say enter, you can see that more information, name of the bridge, name of the network, that is bridge network, ID for that, when it got created, scope, inner driver that using, whether it's IPv6 enabled or not. Then what is the IPM driver? We know that what is the use of IPM driver is the IP address assignment, or sorry, IP address management. So this using default IPM driver, option null, config, and what is the subnet that got assigned is 172.17.0.0. Okay, so this is the default subnet that gets assigned when you create a bridge. If you want to change this, we can definitely change it. We'll see that how we can change it. And then the gateway is the first IP of your network. Okay, now the next thing is internal false, attachable, ingress false, and all this information is there. And then if you see this MTO size, your bridge name, IPv4 IP. Okay, so all this information is there. But if you see now, we have one more block here, that is containers. Okay, right now in this particular network there is a no container. Okay, there is no container. If I do again, you can see that there is not even a single container inside this, because if you see in our cluster or our host machine, if I do docker ps-a, there is a no running container. The exited container is there, but running container is not there. Until and unless your container is not running, will not be listed in the network list. Okay, now let me start this container, docker start first. Okay, now when I start it, so we know that if we don't provide the network, in that case the network that gets assigned for the container is the bridge network. Okay, so now if you see docker network inspect bridge, you can see that inside this container dictionary, you can see that one entry got added. Okay, so what is this entry is which container is assigned added in this particular bridge, what is the MAC address of it, and what is the IPv4 address. You can see that the IP got assigned to this particular container is 172.17.0.2. Why this? Because the subnet that assigned to this particular bridge is this one. Okay, so that's why from that subnet only all the IPs that will be assigned to the containers which are on this bridge will be on the this particular range. Okay, now if you see, when we start the container, you can see that this virtual bridge is getting created. Okay, so now, and we also have seen that when we log in inside the container, there is a ethernet interface is there. Okay, so when let's say for your container any request coming from the user, so that first request will come into the your host machine. Okay, so let's say your application running on 8080 sorry, and now you bind the 8080 IP of the container to the 80 port of your host machine. Okay, so now if there is any request coming from the user to the host port of 80, okay, 80 port of your host machine, then that request will be sent to the container, okay, on that bind port. Okay, so now in our case the request is container port is bind to the 8080. So from 80 the request will be passed to the 8080 port of container, and then your application is running on that port. Okay, so now your application will serve to that request and it will reply. Okay, now, so this is how the typical communication works. Okay, so now let's see, explore more about this network stuff. Okay, so we know that if we do inspect, we'll get the list of IPs or the list of containers which are inside this particular network. Okay, now if I do docker network -h, okay, so here you can see that there are few other commands as well, like we have seen inspect command to see more about that network. Then we have seen ls as well to list this network. Now let's see all these commands as well, like rm command, frun command. What is this rm command? If you want to remove any network, in that case you can use the rm command. If you want to remove unused network, unused means, what is the meaning of unused means? If there is a no running container on that particular network, that means that network is unused. Okay, so it will remove that network. Okay, if, let me repeat once again, if there is a no running container on that network, then that network will be considered as an unused network, and then with the help of this docker network prune command, it will remove all the unused networks. Okay, now ls already we have seen to list the networks. We also seen the inspect command to see more information about that network. Then the next command is disconnect. Okay, sorry. If you want to disconnect your container from that network, then you can use the disconnect command. If you want to connect your container to some network, in that case you can use the connect command. And then there is one more, if you want to create your own network, in that case you can use the create network command. Okay, so now first see the example of all this connect, disconnect, and then we'll see how we can create a user defined networks. Okay, now let's see, if I do docker ps-a, you can see that there is a one container running. Okay, and we can also see that there is a one virtual interface as well. Okay, but now if let's say I want to disconnect my container from this bridge network, so what I'll do, docker network disconnect. Okay, if you want to see how we can use it, use the -h. You can see that what all the two options that we need to pass is the network and container. Okay, so that means the first we have to pass the network from where you want to disconnect, and then the container, which container you want to disconnect from this container. Okay, now let me do this, docker network disconnect. So what is the network that I want to disconnect from? That's a bridge network. And what is the container that I want to disconnect from? Is the name of the container is first. Okay, now if I run this and if I do if config, now you can see that the virtual bridge, okay, sorry, virtual interface that got created, now that is removed, because now there is a no connection between your docker your bridge and your container. Okay, so now even if you try the container will be running. Okay, there is no nothing, container is up and running, but now it's a isolated container. It is not connected to any bridge, so you will not be even able to connect to that container. Okay, if I just try to use the curl localhost if I try to connect to that application, it will not be accessible. You can see that connection refused. But now let's say again I want to connect this bridge network to my first container, and then let's see this whether our application is accessible or not. Okay, now if I do docker connect, docker network connect network connect, what is the network? Bridge. What is the container? First. Okay, now if I run this, okay, now if I do this, if I try to access, okay, so why it is not able to access, let me see. If I bound that this, let me do this ps hyphen, okay, yeah, okay, it's 8080, and which port I have bound this, let me see. If I just see while starting it, what is the hyphen p that I have given? It's exited. Okay, instead of that, let me use the history command. Okay, so if you see, when I started the container, I didn't provided any port to bind the host port. So in that case, what we can do is, we know that the container IP. Okay, so we know that how to see the container IP. To docker network inspect bridge. Okay, we know that what is the IP that got assigned to this container is this one. Okay, so now this application is not accessible outside the container, but we have the container IP, so we should be able to definitely access the network, this application. Okay, so you can see that the container IP is 172.17.0.2 and the application running on 8080 port. If I run this, you can see that I'm able to access the container. Okay, but if I do curl localhost, okay, so from this host machine I'm not able to access it. Okay, not even with the 8080, because we haven't bind that port to the container. Okay, so for that, what we can do is docker ps hyphen a, let me just stop this container, docker stop first, stop, let me remove this container. Okay, now container is removed, and now this time when I start the container, will expose the port, or the I'll bind that port to the host machine. Okay, now if you see, if I do if config, there is no virtual interface because we deleted the container. And also if you do docker network inspect bridge, okay, here you can see that the container list dictionary is empty, right? Because now there is no container on this network. Now let's start the container, docker run hyphen g, okay, then hyphen name is the first, and then hyphen p. I want our application is running on 8080, that I want to bind with 80. Okay, and then your image name. So this is the image. I want to give the tag as a 1.0. Okay, so now if I run this time also I'm not providing any network, but we know that if you don't provide the network, by default the default network that it will take is the bridge network. Okay, so if I do if config, you can see that one virtual interface got created. Okay, and then if I do inspect, okay, inspect bridge, you can see that inside that container dictionary, you can see that there is a one more container, this container got assigned. Okay, so now if you see, even if I try to access this application with the container IP, you should be able to access that. And also if you try to access that application with the help of localhost 80, still you will be able to access this application. Okay, because Now we bind this 80 port of the host to the 8080 port of the container. Okay, so that's why now your application is accessible in this both way. Okay, now what all commands of the network we have seen is docker network -h. Okay, so we have seen we'll see this prune and rm command. We'll see how to remove the network, but we have seen ls to list out the network, inspect to see more information about the network, then disconnect to disconnect your container from the network, connect to connect to the network. Okay, now let's see the create command. Okay, how to create our own network. Okay, and then how to provide that network to the container while launching it. Okay, so right now if I do docker network ls, you can see that there are only a default networks that are there. Okay, so now before creating the extra network, let me just remove this okay, so instead of removing, what I'll do, I'll keep that as is, or let me just remove this. Okay, docker stop, I'm stopping the container. Let me remove this, docker remove first. Okay, now that is done. The next thing what I want to do is I want to create my own network. Okay, so what I'll do, docker network create. Okay, now it's always better to have so we know that for the bridge network that by default got created has some subnet assigned. Okay, so we can, while creating our own bridge as well, we can provide some subnet. Okay, so that from that subnet only the IPs will be assigned to the container which are starting on this particular user defined bridge. Okay, so if we see docker network create -h, what all options we can provide is, we can provide the driver. If you don't provide, default will be the bridge. Okay, and then we can also provide the subnet. Okay, so subnet is nothing but the CIDR range. Okay, so let's create the network. Okay, so how we can create, docker network create, I'll give my bridge network name, and then the subnet. Okay, so for subnet what we have to give is -subnet, and then what the range I want to give is 172 dot for default bridge the range is 172.17.0.1. so what I'll do, I'll give 172.18.0.0/16. okay, this is the CIDR. so that means there will be some IPs will be assigned to created as a network address, and some will be host address. Okay, so now that's it. If I run this, you can see that the network got created. We know that how to list out the network, docker network ls. Okay, so here you can see that there is one more network got created, that is my bridge. Okay, so if you see more information of this, that is docker network inspect my bridge, you can see that the name of the bridge, ID created, scope, driver, IPAM, and what is the subnet that got assigned. Okay, now if you see the container dictionary, it's empty because right now we are not there is no container which is assigned on this network. Okay, so now first see how we can assign the container onto this network. Okay, so let's create the container. Okay, so docker run -d name of the container is first, then -p to bind the 80 port of the host to the 80.80.80 of the application or the container port, and then your image. Okay, so and then your tag of the image. Okay, now we know that if we don't provide the network, in that case it will give the default bridge network. Okay, so now I want to give my network. Okay, so what I'll do, -network option is there. Okay, and then name of the network is my bridge. Okay, that's it. Now this container will be here. If you see, when I inspected this particular my bridge, there is no container. Okay, but this time I'm starting this container on this particular my bridge. Okay, so now if I run this, okay, so what happened here? Okay, so spelling mistake. Now if I run this, you can see that the container got started. Okay, so if I do docker ps-a, you can see that container is running. And also if I do docker network inspect my bridge, you can see that the container, the first container that we have started, is now running on this particular container. Okay, if you also do if config, you can see that the virtual interface got created. Okay, and the IP that got assigned to this particular container is 172.18.0.2. okay, right? If you see the bridge network, the range of this bridge network is the default bridge network is 172.17.01, but here we have is a 18.0.2. okay, so now we have seen how we can connect, okay, to the different network. Okay, now okay, so now let's say I want to connect my container to multiple network. Okay, so why this is needed? Because let's say you have created a group of you have two networks. Okay, network X, network Y. Now let's say on the network X you have few containers. Okay, few group of containers which are interacting with each other. That's why I kept in that group. Okay, so to isolate that, what I'll do, uh, uh, all the containers I have started on this X bridge, so they can interact with each other with the help of this bridge. Okay, but let's say out of those group of container, and on the Y as well, that's the same thing. Like we have a group of containers which are interacting with each other with the help of Y bridge. Okay, but let's say there is one container in the X group which also wants to interact with the container which is available in the Y bridge. Okay, so in that case what we can do is we can connect that same container on the multiple bridge. Okay, so in that case what will happen, in that container there will be a two interfaces. One interface will be connected to the bridge X and the one interface will be connected to the bridge Y. Okay, so now if you see, right now this container is running on connected to the single bridge only. Okay, that is my bridge, user defined bridge. Okay, so if you want to see how many interfaces are there inside the container, so for that what we do, docker exec hyphen it, what is the container name, that is first, and then if I do sh, then now we are inside the container. If I do IPA, you can see that there is only one interface, that is ETH0. Okay, and the IP got assigned is 172.18.0.2, which is a my bridge network. Okay, now if I do exit, okay, so we know that how to connect the container to the network. Okay, so we have docker network connect command. So now let's what we'll do, we'll connect this same container to the default network bridge. Okay, and then we can see that there will be another interface will be added inside this container, that is ETH1, and now that ETH1 will be connected to that default bridge. Okay, so now let's see that. So what I'll do, docker network connect. So what is the network I want to connect is the bridge. Okay, which is the default network. Already this container, the first container is started means associated with the my bridge network. Okay, now I am connecting that same container with the default bridge network. Okay, so now if I run this, you can see that it's not showing anything, but let me just go inside this container, and now if I do IP space A, so here you can see that there is one more interface got created, there is ETH1 interface, and the IP range if you see, which is from the which is from the default bridge. Okay, right? So if you want to connect your container to multiple networks, that is also fine, we can do that, and in that case your containers will be associated with, means your container will have a multiple interfaces. Okay, so now let's come out of this, and if you do also if config, you can see that there are two virtual interfaces got created, because now that same container is connected to two different networks. Okay, so interact with two different networks, we need a virtual interfaces as well, along with the physical interfaces are that are getting created inside the container. Okay, so that's why here we have a two virtual interfaces as well. Okay, now what we'll do, now let's try to remove the network. Okay, docker network, if I do -h, we can see the command. Now let's try to remove the my bridge network that we have created. Okay, if I do docker network rm my bridge, okay, so it will not allow us to delete this network, because right now there is one running container available on this network. Okay, so if I run this, you can see that error while removing network, because network mybridge id has active endpoints. Okay, active endpoints means active containers running on this. Okay, that's why it is not allowing to do that. So what I'll do, I'll first disconnect my container from this network, and then I'll try to remove it. Okay, so let's do that. Docker network disconnect my bridge from first container. Okay, so now if I do that, it got disconnected. If I do if config, now there is only one virtual interface which is connected to the default bridge, and now if you try to remove this my bridge, you can see that it's got removed. Okay, if you want to see ls list of networks, you can see that there is a no my bridge network now. Okay, clear how we can do that? But again, let me just use the prune command as well. Okay, if I do docker, yeah, not this, what I want to do is I want to create a network. Yeah, so I'm just again creating my bridge network. If I do ls, you can see that my bridge is added. But now if I do docker network prune, okay, now if I run this, so what it is saying, this will remove all custom networks not used by at least one container. Okay, so that means it is just going to remove the only custom networks and not the default network. Okay, default network, what are those default network? None, host and bridge. Okay, so all these are default networks, it will not remove those, it will remove only custom network. In our case, this my bridge is a custom network. Okay, and right now there is a no container on this network. Okay, so that's why it will remove that. If I do yes, you can see that deleted network is a my bridge. Okay, if you do ls now, you can see that the default networks are still there, only the my bridge network got created. Okay, so now let's do one thing, let's again create that network. Okay, you can see that that's get created, and now let's connect that same first container to this network. Okay, so what I'll do, docker network connect my bridge to the first. Okay, now if you do docker network inspect my bridge, you can see that on this particular bridge now I have one container running. Okay, so now this time if I do my prune, okay, so this time if I do prune network, okay, so prune, again it will give message, it will remove the custom networks, but you can see that this time there is no something like it has removed my bridge network. So if you see ls, you can see that there is still my bridge network is there. Why it is there? Because right now there is a one running container on this bridge. Okay, that's why it is not removed. Okay, so if I do just docker stop first, okay, now the container is stopped, so there is no running container on the my bridge. Okay, so there is no running container. Okay, so this time if I do prune, you will see that this my bridge will be removed. You can see that the my bridge is removed. Okay, and if you do network ls, now this time you can see that there is a no my bridge network. Okay, it got removed. Okay, so I think that's it in this video. Okay, we have covered all the aspects of the networking. Okay, if you have any comment, you can put the comment on the comment box in this particular video. Okay, thanks.